JC here for retireechief.asia. Well, guess what? We're off on another adventure. Where are we going to this time? We're headed to Vietnam, which I've never been to before.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Matt Cameron.
So yeah, we're headed off to Vietnam. Now, I was going to actually do the intro video for this in the airport, in Suvarnabhumi Airport in Bangkok, but I wasn't able to do that for the reason of I planned on bringing my quadcopter with me to do some aerial shots for you all, but that didn't happen. The reason why is I didn't do my due diligence. If I had investigated this before I left, I would have known that it's people get detained, they get their drones or their UAVs confiscated at the airport. Some people have been fined. You need special permits to fly them. So I realized this. I thought about it actually on the way to the airport, and then I went, hey, this might be a problem. So I actually did the research on the way to the airport and found out this was going to be a problem. So I had to use the post office in the airport to send the box back to my home with the drone in it. So anyway, we were late getting to the plane, so I wasn't able to do this intro for you in the airport. I'm flying on an airline called Jetstar, which is a code share with Qantas, I think. So it's better than the airline that I don't like, which I'm not going to mention any names. But anyway, we'll do some follow-up videos. I got a lot to tell you. I got a lot to share with you. Why am I coming here? Always need a plan B and you look for new places for rippers to retire. And I've heard a lot of things about Vietnam, mostly good, some not so good, and we're going to see. I want to see personally if what it's like. We're going to cover the cost, the people, the infrastructure, everything, getting visas, the whole thing. Now we're flying into Ho Chi Minh City, which was formerly Saigon. So we're flying into Saigon, and then we're going to spend about a little over 3 weeks actually going up the coast, and we're flying back out of Hanoi in about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. So I got more coming at you. I just want to do this little intro for you. We're on our way. We'll be there in the late afternoon, and we'll start reporting back to you when our feet hit the pavement. All right? Anyway, headed to Vietnam. Hey there, JC back again. Well, landed and went through immigration, cleared customs. Now I'm going to be talking in detail about the immigration and visas and things like that in upcoming videos. So, but I cleared immigration, went through security, and in the airport they actually scan your bags here, as opposed to Thailand where they just basically, you're hit and miss whether you're going to get stopped by customs when coming into the country. But anyway, got my bags up to a room that I had prearranged and just grabbed a bite to eat. I wanted to give you my first impressions basically on the street. Now I'm going to do this just like you would because I've never been here before, so it's the same exact thing as you would be doing even coming to Thailand. And that is, check into some place. I suggest that you get a place in advance for at least a few nights, and then you can scout around and find some place maybe a longer term or nicer accommodations or maybe a better deal, whatever it is that you're looking for. But when you check into someplace, make sure you get their business card. This is really, really important, especially long trips. If you're coming from Europe or America, someplace like that, the trip is really long and you're sort of burnt out, and you might do what I did, throw your bag in the room and head out, try to get something to eat or something. All of a sudden, you're going to get turned around and you're not going to know where you're at, and a business card can save you for sure. So you'll always be able to find your way back home. So anyway, toss the bag in the room, got something to eat. My first impressions are really strange. One is you're going to be hit with the exchange rate, which is bizarre. For $1, it's like 22,300 dong. So converting these numbers are going to be a real challenge, and I think that's one of the things that everybody's told me about coming over here. They said some great things, but almost everybody says financial transactions are a challenge. You're either getting overcharged or underchanged, and I can see how that would be really easy to have done to you because of all these zeros and numbers and decimal points and everything. What I'm doing is I'm rounding it off. I'm not using U.S. dollars as my figure for rounding off whatever it costs here, but I'm using Thai baht. I'm figuring it's 100 Thai baht for about 64,000, a little over 64,000 dong. So I'm looking at the price of something and converting it in my head into baht, because I'm used to knowing, I want to compare what it costs here compared to Thailand. So the money thing's one of the first things going to hit you. Another thing is, and we're going to talk more about a lot of these differences, but if you can hear in the background, if you just listen for a second, besides the radio, you're going to hear horns honking, which doesn't happen in Thailand, and I'll talk about that as well. The amount of traffic and now they drive on the same side of the road here as they do in America. So if you've been spending time in Thailand, you come over here, it'll be a challenge. If you're from Europe, come over here, it'll be a challenge. But if you're from America, you'd fit right in, except for the driving habits. I just came from the airport, and you think traffic is crazy in Thailand. Wait till you see this. I mean, there was people within inches. You just sort of nudge your way and honk the horn and keep nudging and through. And I've seen people in the middle of intersections with cars just going around. It's just crazy. But again, this is my first impression. The city of Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon, is bustling with energy. The streets and everything, the good thing you're going to have that business card, because all the little streets are all curved and zigzags, and it's not in a pattern that's recognizable. So you're going to really get turned around easy here. The prices, I don't know too much yet. I'll be reporting more on that. More people seem to speak English so far, but I've only been here for a few hours. But the weird thing about this for me is I'm used to speaking to everybody in Thai. So an Asian person comes up to me and I'm speaking to them in Thai, just unconsciously, which is really, really weird. And as soon as I say it, I realize they don't have a clue what I'm talking about. So anyway, those are my initial impression of the place. We'll see what happens in the next day or so, and I'll be reporting it as we go along. But just hitting the ground, that's how I feel about the place. I just ate at a restaurant that was close to where I'm staying, and they have Mexican food, Vietnamese food, Italian food, and the prices seem to be, now this is sort of a high-end, and I'd consider it a high-end place in Thailand, but the price was a little lower than what you would pay for some of this stuff in Thailand. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some was lower, some was higher. So we'll keep going around tomorrow, starting tomorrow, and checking things out. I'm happy with my room. I don't know about the location yet. We're going to do some walking around. If something comes up while we're walking around tonight, we'll flip on the camera and report to you as well. But that's my first impressions. I'm happy to be in Vietnam. I've been looking forward to this for a long, long time. And we'll see how I adapt in the next few days. But anyway, that's my report for the first evening in Saigon. See ya. let's see what else I can explain to you. We're in day 2, and just woke up from the videos that I showed you last night. And so still getting our bearings a little now. I'm staying in some place, I think it's called District 1, I'm not sure. I have noticed that a lot of people speak English here. I'm in a restaurant that I saw last night that I passed by that had every restaurant here in this area, and I think this is called District 1, but I'm not sure, and I'll ask this lady if she comes by here. But all the restaurants in this area have extensive menus. It's amazing. I'm a big fan of coffee, and the Vietnamese coffee I used to drink even back in the United States, where it's a slow drip into a cup, and then they put sweet condensed milk in the bottom and stir it up. Oh, it's delicious. But anyway, the menus here of all these restaurants are amazing. Really. Now, one thing I don't like is this. Now, I'm not sure if it's just in this area, this district, but everywhere I go and I'm sitting, you get harassed constantly by vendors here, which this happens in Pattaya, in Thailand, Pattaya, Phuket, big tourist areas. In Chiang Mai, in some areas, it's the same way. But these people are incessant. Even as you walk down the street, it's hard to even stop at some place in this area to look at a menu or to look at something in the window or something, because immediately you get, I don't want to say attacked, but you get approached and they want your business. And so I understand that. I understand that there's heavy competition and everything, but they don't understand that it's harassment after a while. After a while, it's for a little period of time. Excuse me, this area is District 1?
Yeah, District 1.
Oh, is it big? District 1
yeah,
big?
Big.
Big, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ho Chi Minh City.
Is this?
Big.
Yeah, Ho Chi Minh City's big, but this area right here, does it have a name?
The Tham Street.
What is it?
The Tham.
Tham?
The
Tham Street. Oh, okay. Well, I like it. Lots of restaurants and guest houses and everything.
Yeah, and the guests connect them all too much.
Yeah?
Yeah. Living and working here.
All right, thank you. So anyway, yeah, the harassment, like this lady's still harassing me about a map now. She's got everything. No, thank you. No, thank you. I even have sunglasses on, and I'll get approached by sunglass vendors, I guess they figure I'm already a user of sunglasses, I could use an extra pair, and then they get upset, like that lady now. She gets frustrated because I just ignore them. But I get to the point where I just start ignoring these people, and I know it's sort of rude to them, but I'm not interested, and I can't just keep saying no, because it's just... In Thailand, in some places like Pattaya, actually, even on the beach, they come and harass you. I actually wanted a shirt in Thai language that says, no, I don't want to buy anything in Thai language for them. But, so here's the coffee. Wow. Very nice. What is this? Is this my... Oh, this is more hot water in case I want to pour some more over. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to mention some of the prices. I was talking about the menu. The menu is extensive, and the reason she's not shooting the other way around so that you can see. I'm going to taste test her coconut shake. Switch, Lana. No, that's good. Anyway, the reason she's not switch shooting so you can see the traffic, you can hear the horns and stuff behind her, is because the contrast. I would be just this black blob, which is probably okay for some people, and you'd be able to see outside. But what we'll do is while I'm editing this, we'll shoot some of this out there, and then you can just watch that instead and listen to me talk. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Extensive menu. They have American breakfast or foreign breakfast. They have all sorts of desserts and everything, because now Vietnam had French influence, and in the north you can see it even in the architecture. But so you also see it in the menus. Croissant, and bread with baguettes and sandwiches on baguettes. But anyway, Mexican food, pizzas, all this, burgers, sandwiches, all this is really extensive menus in all this area that we're at. Some vegetarian things on almost every menu I've seen. Pretty cool. But what I wanted to do, let's compare something that we would be able to get in Thailand, just so we can compare prices. Here's fried rice with shrimp, and this is 95,000 baht. So I'm going to give it to you now. It's 22,300 or 400, I think, to a U.S. dollar. So in U.S. dollars, this would be, I'd have to use a calculator. Thank you. This is pho. You're probably familiar if you've ever been to a Vietnamese restaurant. It's chicken noodle soup is what it is. And you can put the condiments and stuff in there. But anyway, back to the price. Fried rice with shrimp, 95,000 baht. Less than $5 in U.S. dollars. And thank you.
Sorry. Check one.
Thank you. And in Thai baht, 100 baht is 64. Yeah, 64,000. So 64,000. Almost 100 is about 150 baht for fried rice with shrimp, which would be expensive. In Thailand, kapat gun raka tharai. Yeah, she's saying we get it for 40 baht, and so for that to be 150 baht, that's expensive. Now there might be more shrimp in it because in Thailand tradition you get about 3 to 4 shrimp in the dish of fried rice. I also saw a stir fry with cashew nuts. Is chicken stir fry with cashew nuts is 72. It's hard to see with these pages. They have a coating on them. They're in the plastic. It's hard to see the price. Looks like 72,000. So 72,000 again would be $3 and $3.50, something like that. If these are wrong, I'm doing this on the fly. 64 would be 120 baht or something like that for chicken and cashew nuts. Again, expensive. You get chicken cashew nuts for about 70 baht. So the food in this area is fairly expensive for something that'd be comparable in Thailand. Now, some of this food, of course, you don't get in Thailand, so I'm not sure about that. The soup, we just got this soup, is 40,000 baht. So that would be $2 US and less than 100 baht. 70 baht, something like that. 60. Yeah, 40. It would be 70 baht, something like that for the soup. So again, noodle soup with chicken is less money in Thailand. So anyway, that's this area. But I wanted to show you the menus are extensive. The harassment from the vendors is extensive. But the food is good. The honking is extensive. But these are my initial impressions. So anyway, we're going to eat. I'll tell you how it all is. And see you soon. So the food was good. The noodle soup was good. It made me a hair more expensive than in a Vietnamese restaurant in Chiang Mai. But it was very good. The coffee I knew would be good. Yeah, we're going to go out and I'm going to try and get an interview with a foreigner that's one of my members that's living here in Vietnam. Actually, he's going to move to Thailand for a little while, I think, because somebody's got to go to school there or something, but we'll talk about that when I see him. But yeah, I'm just getting acclimated to all this. It's a new experience. I want to speak Thai to everybody, which isn't going to work. We'll see. Now, a lot of the things I'm mentioning are representative of being in a capital city, just like it would be in Bangkok or something, where you got more traffic, more people. This area has more foreigners. So the ambiance and everything, characteristics of the people could be a lot different here than other places. So we'll see as our trip goes on. But I just want to give you my impression, just like if you had stepped into this for the first time. So anyway, that looked like a good breakfast. Good breakfast? Yeah. The bread and the eggs and the iced coffee. Yeah. Very good.
Good startup.
Huh?
Yeah, good startup.
Yeah, good startup. Yeah. How did you order the eggs so that they still had the yolk? It was good. I like the eggs. How do you say?
Pan mi omelette.
Pan mi. You've been here for a long time, I can see.
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since August this time. I come every year.
You come every year. For how many months?
3 months. Or
3 months or
7 months this time.
And stay here in this area?
No. I stay in Manchester.
Oh. So you can speak some of the language?
Just a little.
Just a little. How many years have you been coming? 15 years. Wow, a long time. Yeah. Now, I'm sure if you've come to Vietnam, you've also spent time in Thailand as well?
No, never.
Never? Oh, wow. Yeah, I'd like to hear somebody's view of me knowing both places.
Some are going around to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam.
Yeah. I've lived in Thailand for 17 years and I've never been to Vietnam. It's my first trip.
Okay.
But I've always wanted to come see the country and compare of the difference, you know? So one thing I know is a big difference. In Thailand, they don't honk the horn.
Okay.
So it's quiet, but here, you know?
Here they use a lot.
They use a lot, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, thanks.
Vietnam very beautiful.
Yeah.
Traveling around, but not easy to travel.
No, don't tell me that, because we came into Saigon last night, or Ho Chi Minh City, and we're going to leave out of Hanoi in 1 month. So we have to go all the way. You say the travel's not easy. Huh? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe you come and yet. That's 200 kilometers north from here.
Well, we're going to stop in different cities on the way, go by bus, you know?
Saigon will end maybe.
Yeah, maybe. The bus isn't so easy, huh? No. Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Just land on
Yeah, well. So there you go. Anyway, so we're gonna go meet one of my members here in a little while. But had breakfast, feeling good, and got to meet a great guy to give me some information. So there you go. Back soon. See ya.